Geek Tonight's What's Poppin'? It's Adonis. We are back for another Dragon Ball Super movie breakdown. Obviously talking about the Broly movie. The trailer just dropped. We're going to go over every frame to see what we can find, one, but two, what are the theories that we can come up with based off of the trailer, based off the information that we've seen from the trailer to try to figure out how these characters are connected. Because there are a lot of things in this trailer, at least in my head, that seems like, you know what, let's just get into it. All right, so right off the bat, we have obviously the Saiyan pod. It seems like a Saiyan pod, but I don't know if it is. I don't know if it's an actual Saiyan pod. But it seems like some kind of spaceship. We just don't know what kind of spaceship it is, which is a little annoying, but it's all good. Now, we have obviously original story, screenplay, and character design by Akira Toriyama. So this is the interesting part, for me anyways, the fact that my guy penned and wrote the screenplay and the character designs for this movie. So this is, by all means, by all definitions, a canonized part of Dragon Ball. Because everything is written by him, designed by him, which is awesome. So that's super cool. Goku eating, obviously. Nothing to see here. We have Whis here talking about, you know, let's actually hear what he says.
Why do you seek even more strength than you have already?
So he's asking a question that's actually a question for me where he's like, what's his goal, right? And that's something that a lot of times isn't really explained much in Dragon Ball. There really isn't an end goal for Goku. He just wants to be strong. And he said, you know, with all the strength you've acquired, why do you know, it's not enough?
The tournament of power opened my eyes. No way I can stay at the same level I'm at now. I'm fired up.
So that idea of him always wanting to push himself, right? That's kind of that's his like belief system. It's not really a goal, right? It's always like, hey, I want to be better. And I think that's something that a lot of people, you know, attach themselves to or can relate to, is that kind of success mentality. The difference is that Goku really doesn't have a goal in mind. He just wants to better himself, right? And I guess you can kind of say, oh, well, that's his goal. He wants to be better. But like a goal is usually like a destination. Being better, that's a constant progression. There's no like end goal for that. Like you can't just not be better, you know? Like, so I feel like that's something that is still missing, but at least we have an idea of where he's at after the Tournament of Power, and it's referenced. So we know that this is a canonized piece of the Dragon Ball Super universe, which is awesome. So that right there, that spaceship, I think that was just Bulma's little ship. It's some kind of car, yep, Capsule Corp. So it's gotta be Bulma's ship, and they're probably going out to wherever this spaceship landed because it's in a super cold area. So that's what it seems. A new Saiyan. Obviously, everybody looking surprised. So the new character designs, let's go back. These new characters look really cool. So this little guy here looks very, very inspired by Sorbet. He looks like Sorbet. He looks inspired by Sorbet. Now these two look really cool. You have this guy on this closest to us with this beanie on. I think that's pretty fly. The other chick over here has a nice, cool white hair. Looks awesome. Looks like she has some kind of underskin. It's really strange. I'm not, okay, so is she green with this blue armor stuff? Like a blue, like, underskin on? Like, almost like an Under Armour vibe? And then she has gloves with some Under Armour inserts? Or is she just blue and green? That's interesting. I'm not really sure. Cool designs, though. Now, this is the scene to me in my head where I'm like, that's a Frieza spaceship. I don't know what else could be a Frieza spaceship, but that's a Frieza ship. That's just what it looks like. Definitely has these green tones to it, though, as opposed to like the purple tones that we see on Frieza's ship. But the design of the ship is definitely a Frieza, like one of his armada. You know what I mean? Like one of his armada ships. That's what it looks like. Now it says, whom nobody knows. So it's basically telling us, look, nobody knows who this person is yet. Basically telling us that the Broly that we saw in the movies in the past, that's not the same Broly. That's not Broly that these characters know. So I like how they're automatically saying this right now, that whom nobody knows. Nobody knows Broly yet. So this is brand new.
That must be the guy.
So right now, I'm digging these like snow outfits so much. I think they look tight. Like just on the fashion side, I think it looks dope. Like I just think it's sick. Especially Goku's. I don't know why I fucks with Goku so much, but Vegeta's does look tight too. Like the color, but I think I prefer Goku's color. But yeah, these little big jackets they're pretty fly. Now we got a shot here of, it seems like Broly eating. He's eating something, whether it be some kind of like biscuit with some, I don't know, cheese or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but he's over here munching on something.
I don't know who he is, but his energy's absurd.
Now, this right here, what I've been noticing as well as some of the animation that we've seen thus far is it's a lot more fluid than in previous Dragon Ball episodes or movies. Like the amount of frames in the animation, I'm actually enjoying quite a bit. And it seems like there's more movement going on, more hair stuff that's moving, little facial expressions, really cool. And we also notice some kind of choker mechanism on Broly's neck. Now, I'm not sure if that's the controller device. I'm assuming that it is some kind of controlling device from Paragus. I never understood. I still don't understand why it's around his throat though. Like, wouldn't that be a bad scenario to be having this chunky thing around somebody's throat? It's really strange to me. Now, these shots here, I absolutely love. Like, that shot there looks so cool. It looks like a wallpaper for sure. Goku, same thing. The nice, highlight on the eyes, super dope. And you can tell that they really thought this out because if you look at Vegeta's, his are on the right side. And then Goku's is on the left side. And if you look at the scene that they're in, Goku's standing on the left, Vegeta's is on the right. So it's basically the light is hitting them in the same spot, right? So I actually like that a lot. Just the little details there are really cool. See the Dragon Ball fall? Not sure why the Dragon Ball is even in here. What's the reasoning to have the Dragon Ball? That's really interesting why that's there. I'm not sure if Paragus is after the Dragon Balls. Not 100% sure what that actually means. But, we'll find out later.
Do it, Broly!
Now, Paragus looks awesome. I was a little skeptical when I heard that he was going to be in the movie, and I saw his character designs, and I think he looks awesome. I like the whole old man Saiyan vibe, the gray hair. He got the cut on his eye. Not sure if it's going to be a same story about Broly just losing his shit and attacking his dad. Not sure if that's going to be the same story beat. But he has a really cool look to him, for sure. Now, we do see his little utility belt around his waist. I'm not sure if that's some kind of skirt popping or if it's just like his coat, that something similar to Broly. But he definitely has that little pouch on the right side of him, or it's on his left, which is right here. Now, I think that's where that controller device is to control Broly. We saw that in the character designs. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it in the comments. But yeah. Now, this sequence here, the little subtlety stuff, I dig so much. The little facial twitches and stuff that he has. Just awesome. How fast he goes out and attacks. He attacks Vegeta straight away, by the way.
How is this possible? Damn it, he's learning as he fights.
So, he's learning as he fights. So, what I'm thinking is, he's at a certain level when they start fighting, right? He obviously punches Vegeta. Vegeta smiles when he punches. So it doesn't seem like it caught him off guard. So I think at that point in time, either Broly wasn't releasing a lot of power, or maybe he's just in the process of getting stronger. But obviously we see Vegeta here, and he's in Super Saiyan, taking the same hit, and is going into essentially a mountainside, which is crazy, or a glacier, for that matter.
Magnificent.
Now, this is something that's interesting. We have magnificent, right? His power level is amazing. So, in my head, I'm thinking, why would he say one magnificent, right? His power level is amazing to Broly. Why would that even be a thing? Why would he say that? Why would he be excited that a Saiyan is that powerful, And this is where some of my theories start coming into play, as a fact that maybe Frieza either recruited Broly or he had Broly created. And I'll show later in the trailer why I'm thinking this, because I really think that, you know, Frieza has something to do with Broly being here, for sure. Obviously, recruitment being one of them. He's a part of the Frieza Force. He's in Frieza's armor. But two, the fact for me is, why would he be celebrating how strong Broly is? And I think this sequence here may be something around him showcasing or testing Broly's strength to see how powerful he actually is as a weapon for his Frieza Force. So that's just my thoughts at the moment. But we'll get into this a little bit later through the trailer. Now, obviously, that attack right off the gut, that whatever kind of attack you want to call it, that's typical Broly. Just pure energy shooting out of his body. You know, he's super, super spooked by this power. Now, it obviously shows him that was prior to him going into golden form. So we'll see how he fares in golden form. Goku versus Broly. That animation sequence to me, I love. Super awesome. Broly here going at Goku with his, you know, golden eye pupil. I love that a lot. Which is interesting too. If you look at this, right? This is the interesting part. Look at Broly here, has a black pupil with a gold eye, right? If we go back here, we see Broly again with black eyes. So there's difference in form here with his power. Not sure if that has something to do with the Super Saiyan ability, where it's not changing his hair, that maybe his eyes are actually changing. This is the interesting part, where to me it's like maybe he's like a Cell type of character, where he's created by Saiyan DNA, by multiple Saiyans. It could be Vegeta and Goku's DNA, but what we do know is this is not something that we've seen before, where his pupils change, but his hair doesn't change. If you look again later down the line when we see him versus Goku, right here, his hair is black. His hair is black. His eyes are gold with a black pupil. Why? What's going on? Okay? This is super interesting to me.
This is going to be tougher than we thought.
I love this sequence right here. This will be tougher than we thought. Vegeta looks awesome. I love the animation here, or the illustration. This shot here is, it seems like it's coming directly from the Battle of Gods movie. Like it just looks like a Battle of Gods clip. I think they probably just took it from that movie and put it in this trailer, or maybe put in the movie as well. Now we see this Goku in Super Saiyan Blue flying through what seems like some kind of attack that Broly threw at him. So we have that. So right here we have Goku and Super Saiyan Blue, and Broly with his golden eyes but not golden hair, which is interesting. So I'm not sure what that means. We just know that it's not Super Saiyan. It's something else, which is really strange. The Saiyan warrior race. This is a pretty awesome sequence as well. The whole explosion with the wave of dirt, or it could be water. What do you see? What is this? This sequence right here, okay? Why are these Saiyans in these pods like this, right? This is where, in my head, I feel like they're being created. I feel like the Saiyan race got wiped out, so they're creating Saiyans, DNA, and, you know, taking people's Saiyan DNA and making new Saiyans. Because what we saw in the past is their pods are different, like when they're babies. Now, that could be just based on what we saw in the Broly movie of Goku as a baby in the pod. Maybe this is a new iteration or new telling of that, as far as like the incubation. But it's just interesting to see them in liquid. Why would they be in liquid if they were just born? Why are they in like some kind of liquid chamber? You know what I mean? So that's the part for me where I'm like, something's off here. I don't think it's natural birth. I think they're being created. That's just what I'm thinking right now. Now here we see, it seems like Paragus, and it seems like a young Broly. That would be awesome if this is a story showing them like maybe in exile after Planet Vegeta got destroyed. That would be amazing if that's the actual story itself. The question would be, why haven't we seen them all of this time? So that's the question in my head. And maybe he was just so far away in a completely other end of the universe that maybe he was just off the radar. Not sure, but this does seem like a young Broly and a Paragus. Beyond that strength. And we see Broly here emerging in what previously was known as the legendary Super Saiyan form. I do not think that that's going to be the case here. But this sequence is so badass. It's such a badass sequence. We see Goku with his nut-busting face here, super surprised. He keeps getting stronger, and we see, you know, him kind of berserk out. They may call it a berserk form. We're not sure. So cool. And again, they show an incubation chamber or some kind of rehabilitation or a creation chamber of some sort with a baby and a tail. So the story of an unknown Saiyan, January 2019. So this is the thing to me, putting all of these things together, right? I really believe that there's some kind of creation thing going on here in my head. Maybe Frieza found Paragus before and was like, you know, I want to start creating these Saiyans. Or possibly Paragus did it on his own. Maybe he was like, I'm going to start splicing DNA and creating, restarting the Saiyan race, which could be a thing. I'm just spitballing here based on what we're seeing. The main thing for me being is, one, Frieza saying magnificent, his power is amazing. Why would he acknowledge that? You know what I mean? He's never acknowledged Goku saying he's amazing, right? Why would he be saying that about Broly if that's the context that we're viewing it in, since he's fighting Broly there and that's Frieza's voiceover? So that's the first thing. Second thing would be those chambers that we see. Why are they in these chambers? If you were born, you're born already. Why are you in this chamber with liquid in it with a machine under your ass? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is that a thing? So those are the reasons why I'm thinking that maybe these Saiyans are being created from, like I said, like a very Cell type of vibe in the creation status, but maybe taking Saiyan DNA from like Vegeta, Goku, Gohan, because that young character with the tail looks like Gohan from the back, right? Like with the hair, like he looks like adult Gohan. So there's a lot here that we still don't know, because it does seem like a teaser still. There's not a lot of story being told in this trailer. However, we are 6 months out, right? We're 6 months out, and a lot can still be revealed in that 6 months. In my head, I really feel, based on what we just saw, obviously Broly was transforming there. Or he could have already been transformed and he just leveled up more. That this could be where we see Ultra Instinct again, where he's pushed to that level of he can't beat him in blue. Now, I hope that he's not stronger than Jiren. But when do our characters, our heroes, fight weaker opponents than the ones they've already fought? And with that being said, though, none of these characters without Ultra Instinct were on Jiren's level. So there's still a lot that they have to climb to hit Jiren's level without achieving Ultra Instinct. So that could be a thing too, right? Maybe he doesn't go Ultra Instinct, but maybe he does level up more than what he was at during the Tournament of Power. But I want to know your guys' thoughts on this. What are your theories based on the trailer, based on the breakdown? What are your thoughts on Broly's backstory? How is he tied to Frieza? Do you agree with me with the creation thing? Do you think maybe he was already alive and got recruited by Paragus? Maybe he wanted another Saiyan disciple. Why does Paragus control him? Again, going back in my head of possibly being created, and he has to control this monster that he created. There's a lot of questions, but I want to know your guys' theories about this. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts. And I also will be doing a lot of stuff here at Comic-Con. I will be doing some more stuff with Emily Rex here. If you're unfamiliar with her, awesome cosplayer, does a ridiculous Frieza. So stay tuned for those videos as well here at Comic-Con. But yeah, I want to know you guys' thoughts, man. Let me know. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Have that notification bell turned on so there's any future content. If you like the video, smash that like button. Show your boy some love. If you want to check out my latest video, like the reaction to this, the link will be right here. All right, guys. Till next time. Stay geeked.